Greetings, my fellow Scorpions. Thank you for joining me and welcome to your October reading. This is a sound bath meditation to begin your reading using the base chakra Tibetan bowl, and inside the bowl a beautiful amethyst point, healing point. Now, amethyst is a very gentle, nurturing crystal. It brings about calming effects. It is very, very good for raising the spiritual vibration. It guards against psychic attack and transmutes energy into love. It's a natural tranquilizer. It blocks geopathic stress and negative environment energies. Its serenity enhances higher states of consciousness and meditation. It is a strong healing stone and has very powerful cleansing powers, and it enhances spiritual awareness. So it's a wonderful stone for protection. And before I started your video, when I was out and about driving around and I was focusing on Scorpio and your energy, and I thought this is a really cool day to do your October reading, because today is the 9th of the 9th of 19. So even though I'm doing this early in September, I'm enhancing this energy, bringing it in for you guys for like a birthday reading. Now, I understand some of you have your birthdays in November, but I'm wishing you all a happy birthday for then as well, because something about October for you guys is going to be very powerful. And of course it makes sense because this is sort of your birthday energy. But this year October seems to have behind it something quite big. I can't put my finger on it, but it's what I'm feeling into. It's the collective conscious energy. It feels like it's going to be some sort of tipping point energy. So while I was driving around, I thought, what can I do for Scorpio for their reading? You know, what cards will I choose? What layout? And I just got this sudden desire to bring in the purple ray energy and the white light. Now the white light is Metatron, and we have a little bit of moonstone for the white light, although I didn't put it in the Tibetan bowl. I chose to put the amethyst in, and the amethyst crystal is the healing ray of the amethyst light or energy. This, for instance, is the Archangel Zadkiel. Now Zadkiel has a twin flame, holy amethyst, which is probably where the amethyst colouring comes with Zadkiel. And they're angels of the seventh ray of transmutation and spiritual alchemy. Now, these type of energies again really suit Scorpio, so I'm not sure why I got pulled to bring this into the reading. I know for the reading for September there was a lot of healing and deep heart energy that came through for you guys, and it's been quite profound, and a lot of you have really connected with the messages that came. So I think this is a further insight or a further connection or joining to that September message. The Temple of Purification, which is where Archangel Zadkiel and Holy Amethyst reside, which was once physical, is now in the etheric realm over the island of Cuba. Archangel Zadkiel and Holy Amethyst embody God's freedom, alchemy, transmutation, forgiveness, and justice, the very same qualities embodied by Saint Germain and his twin flame. Their work corresponds to the seat of the soul chakra, and their colour is violet. The day of the seventh ray is Saturday, which means we can receive a greater release of light, energy, and cosmic consciousness on that day. It also means righteousness of God and mercy and memory. So very powerful again to start your reading with these type of energies that have been brought in for your reading. So I think it's really beautiful for you guys. October also has Halloween. The sun goes into Scorpio on the 23rd, a full moon in Aries, which is bound to represent some fiery energies. Mercury goes retrograde and Pluto goes direct in Capricorn. So there are some big events in October, but for you guys, this is personal. It feels as though it's a tipping point. The other messages I got for you were, this is a weird little saying, it came out and it said, some of you are ripping it in another direction. Now, to me, it could be a bit colloquial New Zealand type term, I'm not sure. But when someone says you're ripping it, usually means you're going at it with pace, and it's happening with determination and quite often success. So what is it you're ripping into in another direction? And another message came that said some of you are sticking together. Like whether or not this means, and I got the feeling it was more like a collective group of people sticking together for cohesion, maybe support, forming some cohesive group or support mechanism. And the other thing that came was sleep. I don't know whether you need sleep or whether you are going to be awakened during sleep or whether you are going to find extra energy through sleep. I thought you guys deserved to have the first reading of the month for October because you have had so many views on the video anyhow, because that is how I'm doing it. But I just got so inspired to do it for you today. So the 9th of the 9th, really magical day. It's the power day number for September. So with that in mind, let's see what cards arrive for you throughout these various decks, however many we decide to use and whatever comes up. So this is for Scorpio. So with the purple ray and the white ray, Metatron and Archangel Zadkiel, what have we got for Scorpio? The Page of Rods, the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Swords turned up the other way, the Knight of Rods. So lots of people in your reading. The Star, the Four of Pentacles and the Hanged Man have all come out and fallen out from choice. So I'm finding that this new shuffling method I'm using is quite cool. It really enables whatever wants to come out when it does and just present itself. So we're seeing these three people up here, relatively younger type people. So younger people could be in your reading in the month of October, and these could be friends or family members. So that's a fire sign, two fire signs actually, the Page and the Knight of Rods, almost like maybe siblings, brothers perhaps, or a younger and an older brother or cousins. And this is your energy here, the Knight of Cups reversed. So whether or not there's something going on between a group of you, and I said that before, collectively sticking together, and those three kind of came out and have stuck together, is there some sort of either family issues that you're working through whereby people are involved, or this could be a work collective one way or another as well. It could be a bunch of friends that you have made as well. But I'm getting the feeling here that it's tighter than that. Although friends can often signify for us our group of family members anyhow. But these three that have bundled themselves together and relatively younger type people seem to be sticking together for some reason. They're bolstering each other up. This one, which is possibly yourself, the Scorpio, being upside down, feels as though something perhaps hasn't been moving quite right for him or her. It often represents a male energy, but the pages and knights can represent either sex. This could be something that really affects your heart, that has been making you feel a little bit down or a little bit sad. There could be some, illness that somebody is supporting. These three people, and it doesn't have to be three, it can be more than three, or it could be less, but there's something about being more than just yourself that is being affected, and these people are around, and you're either supporting each other or you are collectively banding together to gain support for something, whether you feel you've been mistreated and these others are standing up for you, or whether you need their help, whether it's financial or emotional or mental health support. So there's something that's coming through from this realm. This one here does feel as though some of you may have been feeling confronted or feeling stuck or feeling as though something has turned on its head, and you are hanging a little bit like this one over here, the Hanged Man, as if to say, I can't quite figure out how to get myself back up again, or I need some help or support. If we come down here next to this other card that kind of incorporated itself, if you like, in this conglomeration, This Eight of Swords, which would represent yourself in the reading, because it's reversed, it's actually quite a good positive, as opposed to, you know, when it's upright, it's a little bit more negative. But the Eight of Swords often talks to us about our own personal emotions from within and feeling anxious or a little bit fearful or afraid to take a step in a certain direction. Well, both this one and this one are reversed, and they've kind of met each other on the diagonal. But this one here, being reversed, has more of a tendency to say that you are beginning to feel ready to take steps in charge of your life or to make changes somehow. And it could be that you have this representation or support from someone around you. It could even be that you might be an older person and that these younger people somehow are like, I don't want to say a crutch, but they're somehow like a support or a network system. They could even be someone that you are seeing in terms of a health perspective, like a doctor or a holistic health person, or even a mentor or a strategist or something along those lines. Now, if it's not people who are here helping out a situation, this can well be energies that are going on around you, and they are often referred to in terms of the career, because they are the creative force with the wands. Now, the page is all about new ideas and new concepts and new beginnings, and it could be that you've been stuck in terms of this previously and you've felt too afraid to put forward your ideas or to step out of the old paradigm and step into a new timeline, which could be around your job or career or creative ideas or passions. But this could all be about to change, because I really do feel like September and October are offering you guys some sort of leap into a speed thing that's going on. Even though I've said here it's like sleep, I said that there's the word sleep had come into it, and it's a tipping point. It feels as though something is going to tip over like a set of scales, and that movement will take place. And for some of you, it could be fast movement. This could be a new career opportunity coming in, or applying for jobs, putting your CV out there, getting some sort of feedback through your career, having the ability to take things to another step, getting more passionate flow coming back into your life, or creative ideas, or having someone pick up your creative ideas and it becoming more maybe global for some of you, maybe printed, or going into the production phase of something as well. So these ones really did seem to be clustered together. But if we come over here and look at these three that jumped out, two major arcanas, the Star and the Hanged Man, and then the Four of Pentacles. These two are really big. The Star always lightens the load in any reading, and she's very much with these stars in the background. They are like the angelic supporters. They're like the Metatron and the Zodiacal and the Holy Amethyst energies coming in, and some of them are white lights, and they're coming in at the top of the head, which is where the violet or the amethyst ray energies can also be introduced to you. So some of you feel as though you've got some guardian helpers around you, or some celestial helpers. Tap into them, especially if you feel any times of trepidation, or if you feel stuck, or you're wanting help or support. The card also talks to us about balance, and you can see that because of the way she's pouring these jugs. Now, right next to it is Balance. He's hanging between two tree trunks off a rod in the middle, and he's balancing his body perfectly. And this card is also about balance. He's balancing all of those pentacles on his head and around his chest area. So this message is very powerful in here as well, and it's telling you balance something in your life. So is it balancing your emotion? Is it balancing your mental state? Is it balancing your whole vision and pathway forward? Because there's no better time than to do this and focus on it than around your birthday time. It's a very empowering personal thing, the moment of time that you arrived in this earth realm, when you were born. That's your moment of connection to your soul's journey. And you guys are about to hit it again, well, for this year, for 2019. So some of this is very powerful for you to tune into and to be aware of. The Hanged Man is not dissimilar in talking about balance, but often he has an illuminated sphere around his head or neck, which gives the feeling of some sort of enlightenment coming into the mind. And of course, we're using the amethyst energy, the pointer, which you can, if any of you have an amethyst crystal, you can use to bring energy in by pointing it at an area that you want to, and then negative energy goes out the other end of the pointer. So just like the amethyst energy, there is an illumination with this Hanged Man card that comes in through the third eye and the crown chakra to give you some sort of powerful awakening presence or understanding of your next step in life, or reconnecting with your higher self, or your subconscious, or your soul self, or the collective energies. This one can mean that there is a stalling going on, so that things may be stalled a little bit and a slowing down is taking place. And that's where the idea of sleep may come into it. He may find he gets messages in his sleep time, which can be very powerful, making the connection to that psychic realm, which Scorpio, you're very, very close to. We've talked about this before. There's a possibility that for some of you, the act of good sleep may produce good positive outcomes one way or another, whether it be just physical rest for your body, mind and soul, or whether it be some sort of psychic connection or awareness that brings you illumination, that helps you to make decisions and move forward, like this conglomeration over here. The Four of Pentacles often talks about the need to free something up from the heart and to allow an opening in. You know, open up this area of the body. Sometimes we hold things that shield us, and we can shield ourselves with the physicality of life. So things like material possessions or our material time here on life. Do we work too much? Are we working to hide from something? Do we have our focus on physicalities as opposed to a spiritual connection or a soul journey? A lot of the epiphanies in life that you have, or a lot of the deepest moments of intensity or passion or drive or sensuality, will come when you are open in the heart and you are connecting to your soul. So some of this is about opening up, and you can see her sensuality here with naked and no clothes on. There's obviously a reason for that being in the card, and it talks very much to us about feeling a degree of freedom or a degree of intimacy and not being afraid of it, and feeling the sensuality of life overall, because sensuality is a degree of euphoria and bliss, and it can be felt at many different levels, especially when we make a connection to all that is through the cosmos and through grounding ourselves, like being with earth. This is also a grounded energy. It's an earth energy sign, and he is, even though he is hanging, he is grounding himself by pausing and taking respite. Now, I've just had a message for you: deep breathing. So doing something like sitting peacefully outside and doing some deep breathing exercises and connecting with earth and grounding might give some of you who are in a place of, you know, discombobulation or not feeling yourself or feeling a bit thwarted, it might give you peace and resolution and slow things down so that you gain control again. As I say, I do believe that October and obviously going into November will be very good for you guys to gain a sense of control on the direction you head into 2020. Now, 2020 also is what I'm calling a tipping point year. I think collectively for people, as we move into 2020, there's a lot of things that are going to tip us over one way or another. And because you guys are a water sign and you're very imbued to deep running emotions, your in the place of tipping points. And this is something that I think you have to address and think about. So let's put these aside now and see if we can find out a little bit more, or deal a few more cards, because really this is sort of a birthday reading for you. So Scorpio, this is for Scorpio for October for 2019. What would you like them to know? We'll just see. Oh, wow. That is pure magic. We called him in at the beginning. We asked for him to come in. We've done the chakra sound bowl meditation with the holy amethyst energy, and I pulled out the beautiful moonstone. Now, the moon may also have real relevance for you guys in October, but there is Metatron, and he's come in for you. So I, talked a little bit about the star, and I said you had white light around you, and look at all the white stars and the white light here. And he has an activation through the third eye, which is the amethyst energy, and that's going straight into this part of him as well. Metatron is very, very good for calling upon action or activity to do with younger people as well. So if any of you do have some healing work that needs to be done with younger people in your life, and this could be for children or grandchildren or friends that you have that are young, or family members like nieces, nephews, any of them who are physically sick and have physical illnesses, or any who have got mental health problems, this healing energy in these cards here, calling upon them, and the usage of your gemstones and crystals, is really providing a very powerful white light energy to come into your reading. So if there's anyone you want to focus on right now for a healing energy to send to them, or even if it's for yourself, take a moment in time, and we'll do what we did last time around. I will re-energize the crystal bowl. In fact, what I will do is get the heart chakra bowl, and we will work from there, and we will do a quick energy release. So let's just work on a release right now for you guys. We will start with integrating the crown chakra energy, which is what these Tibetan bells are. Just bringing in a clearance. And then moving into the heart energy for Scorpio, seeing if we can find some release. We'll see how quickly the bowl starts up. This is for Scorpio for October. Releasing and opening the heart chakra, calling in the white light of Archangel Metatron for healing energy, also sending blessings and releasing of any energy or illness to others that they wish to send their energies and blessings to. This is flowing really well, this beautiful clear energy coming from this sound meditation. And that's for Scorpio. So I think that was really worth doing right then with the cards, the way they have come in, and the celestial energy and the white light healing that is here through those. That is really quite beautiful message and energy. Just a little bit more for Scorpio from this deck. Just what other message might you have in store for them for October? What's another message for Scorpio to work with and to help facilitate movement, envy, whether you're looking in from a place of envy or others are looking at you with envy. But again, she's standing in the dark, she's kind of hiding herself away, and then she is looking out as if she's looking to the gold in the distance and wanting to be brought into the light somehow. So envy is an energy that does hold us back and kind of traps us in place. It may be yourselves looking at something with envy, wishing that you had the freedom possibly to feel what others are feeling, you know, to be released from something. Or other people could be looking at you with envy, envy of success possibly, because the star does mean literal success, and it's a time of apportioning balance into projects and things that you are doing. But by applying balance, you bring in more chance of good luck and success with that type of attitude. So definitely envy is something that is out of balance. So by replacing out of balance emotions, you bring in this type of successful moving forward energy. And another card that came was this walking away. And of course, one of the messages I got for you guys was ripping it in another direction. So some of you will be walking away, but then we got sticking together. And I did feel, you know, when we had all these court cards out here before, that there was something sticking together with a group of people, but also walking away from something that probably no longer serves you and you're ready to leave from. And if you see, that's number 9, 7 and 2 is 9, and today is the 9th of the 9th. So there's some nice numerology going on there for you as well. So just one more from this deck for Scorpio. You guys can assign whatever energy you need to the cards. It's up to you to plant these messages in the areas that your life will gain most benefit from, because remember, these are general readings. So for each and every one of you, the walking away could mean something different. 2 more jumped out. Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel came out together. So beautiful, more energy coming in, very celestial reading. We've definitely opened a pathway, we've opened a channel. I did call in protection for the reading and for you all before we started, and the celestial energies and light has just poured into the reading for you. So of course the first chakra, which is what we started off with, the meditation bowl, that was Archangel Michael's energy, the red energy as well. So he's here now. And Gabriel, through the throat chakra, is also encouraging you to speak your truth and to be heard as well. They're all turning up here in mass, and I think that is a wonderful encouragement for you guys to really make a move on something for this October coming in. What have we got in this deck for Scorpio? This is the Doreen Virtue Daily Oracle deck. There was a whole lot came out there. Release and surrender. It's a little bit like this walking away card, you know, and releasing something like this that may have been holding you up for some time, and it could have been your own fears, and it might be that you guys are just about ready to release something and move away. Oftentimes this is the ending of a cycle of something for you, and it could be an emotional cycle to do with relationships, or it could be a health cycle as well. You're being told to have confidence, and I think with a reading like this, you must gain a little bit of confidence through knowing that you have so many celestial helpers and such powerful providers of support and protection and, you know, ideas and balance coming in for you for this month ahead. So some really beautiful energies. See only the love. It's a little bit like the envy card in as much that it tells you to focus on seeing positives in situations that may have caused stress or tension. And when we focus on the positives, the errors and mistakes or misunderstandings drop away, and we can then allow that to move out of our life and focus on the other things that we want to bring in. So feelings like envy or annoyance or frustration dissipate and they disappear off. And then the final one that came out from that deck was to reward yourself. And I wondered if I had that message for you. I thought I did have something in my mind about rewarding, but I haven't written it down. I may have been thinking it or not, or maybe just this card has made me think it. But you must reward yourselves, especially because this is your birthday month coming up. So remember to celebrate it, and even if you celebrate it personally and on your own or in your own private, quiet way, it's a very powerful thing to reward yourself at all levels. So take some time out to feel enjoyment. I do notice that there's another young, she's a very young person in here as well. Some of you may have a younger person who might have passed over, possibly from an illness, or even for some of you from like a miscarriage, like a really young child. There is a degree of people, or a number of people, who believe that even with a miscarriage or children that die very young, they continue to grow, and they grow into an adult type phase in their spiritual or their light being realm. So this one feels as though she's growing. So she's grown from something very, very young into a growing child. That's there for some of you. That's a very special message too, for those of you who might have lost a child, whether it be through a miscarriage or a very young death of a child. Very personal there. I won't go too much into that, but there's a message there for you that they're growing and continuing their journey on, and that there's a great deal of love coming from that card. I don't know whether it's the pink energy, but there's love from it. So let's just carry on with one last deck that I had. I won't do that because there's too many of them, but I'll put that one out to just believe. St. Hildegard of Bingen, believe in yourself, believe in opportunities, believe in the future, believe in goodness of people, believe in life, believe that if you're in a cycle of negativity or loss, that it passes, it doesn't stay here forever. So the word believe is a wonderful one to have as a standby and overall energy. So this is for Scorpio. What's a final message for them for their beautiful birthday reading that they have received so much lovely celestial energy, notes of support and notes of things to watch out for or pay attention to. But what is the next card for them? These ones don't seem to want to be quite as activated. Perhaps we know that's a sign of the reading coming to an end. Again, there's too many that have all jumped down then. I'll just keep going for a little bit longer, just see if one wants to come out. If not, we'll pick the 9th one down from the top, since it's the 9th of the 9th. Oh, again, it's probably too many. It's a learning experience that some of you are going through with particular issues around, and perhaps people in your life that you've got on your mind at the moment, or the fact that you may have had some sort of difficulties or felt some blockages around. This is this guardian angel coming back in, which of course was back here with the star card, which I think we've put in here. All the stars up here are potentially guardian angels or archangels, which you've had so many of. So generosity, St. Nicholas of Myra, that could be going both ways, asking you to show generosity as well as you receiving some generosity coming in. Move can be move your body, quite literally, or move something out, get it gone. It can also be about moving away, moving home, shifting. Some of you need to move your spine or get in alignment, move something in your physical body. The activist card, St. Mother Teresa, means being very passionate about a choice you're making or a direction you're going in and fully playing into it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to join an activist group, but it means being with deep passion and fully committing to it. The retreat was something I got when I said that sleep may play a role, just going on a retreat possibly with some people, or retreat over something like an issue. Take a step back so that you can look in a broader perspective of it. And then the final card that popped out with amongst all of those was triumphant. So a great way to finish a beautiful reading, to see this triumphant pathway forward. And she is in full flight of heading into the future. That, you know, that unicorn is ready to entirely activate something and jump into a new timeline, a new awareness, a new perception, a new discovery, new energy, new relationship, new you. So yeah, some beautiful ones that just, well, they all just shot out. You guys pick, what is it that is most connected with you? Where do you find that you are feeling the most messages or the deepest calling, and focus on that for this month of October coming up. And I think you will find that you will get a depth of connection to these questions that are on your mind, or to issues that have been surrounding you. You certainly have many beautiful opportunities to pick up on within the reading. And yes, they all came out in their own sporadic, odd way. But I think that's the power of a reading like this, that there is no selection by anyone other than the celestial or the cosmic beings that come in to help with the reading. Blessed be everyone for your birthday months coming up. I wish you all a really happy birthday. Utilize the gorgeous purple and violet rays and the white light of the two angels that we called in, Zadkiel, who didn't show up via card, but Metatron, who did, and of course the others, Michael and Gabriel as well. And just move into the month knowing that you have a lot of light rays around you to call upon and to really interact with. So much love, everyone. Thank you for listening. Please sub the channel and hit the notification button, and check your moon and rising signs, because they can be just as interesting and interactive for you as you seek to find answers. Much love, everyone. Namaste.